Hello everyone, my name is Chelsea. Welcome to Makeup by Chelsea. I do a lot of different videos on a lot of different things, honestly. And the reason I'm not starting this one off like a lot of my others is because this one's a little bit different, and I think it's gonna get maybe a lot more different people watching than people that normally do. So, you know, I thought I'd introduce myself and everything instead of just being like, hello. Anyway, whether you're a regular viewer, whether you're a new person that is just searching the internet trying to find information, I'm here to try and help you the best that I can. Okay, so my name is Chelsea, and I am in my dorm room right now, so yes, I go to college. I have been on birth control for going on a year now. The only reason I know that is because since day one, since my doctor prescribed it to me, I started a reminder on my phone. That reminder switched to my computer, and it'll say, it has like an update on there, so I take it at 8 o'clock every day, 8 p.m. and it'll show up there, and it shows up on my phone. And yeah, so it has the date from the first day I started, and it says 3/31/14. So it was March 31st, although it's only like the 22nd or the 23rd. What day is it right now? I don't know. Whatever day it is, March 20 something. And it's not completely a full year. It pretty much is, and I saw that the other day, and I was like, oh, I should probably make a video on it. Like, I've been on it for a full year. Like, I should talk about my experiences and what kind I use, and just give advice for those who are interested in birth control. So birth control, people go on it for several different reasons. My reason was because of acne. You can't really see it right now. I've cleared up my acne quite a bit since I started it. But yeah, so a year ago I started it for my acne. To be honest, as far as that reason goes, it didn't really help me. The thing is, it's dealing with hormones, and hormones affect different people in all different ways, and everyone is an individual when it comes to hormones, and lots of different things, but especially your hormones. And so it didn't really help with my acne. It definitely made it better, but it wasn't like I woke up one day and my skin was amazingly clear. I have to thank the Clarisonic for that, the cleansing system, but that's not what this video is about. So anyway, birth control. So you can go on it for acne. If you have really bad cramps, it's something to consider. If you, for the general reason of just wanting to have protection from pregnancy while having sex. Different reasons for different people. Some people just want lighter periods, like they have such a heavy flow, blah blah blah. Anyway, there are tons of different birth controls. There are some that you can get over the counter. There's some that you have to have most of them you have to have a prescription for. I would say you are messing with something that is very crucial to your life and how you think, and so many different things. Like, your hormones literally control the way you act, the way you feel, the way you treat people, everything. Like, what we like cherish of us about humans, and like our way to like interact with others, will be affected if you don't choose your birth control carefully. Because, you know, and the biggest proof is people that have like thyroid cancer. They get their thyroid taken out, they have to go on artificial hormones. Most of them, it can take up to a year for them to kind of get back to where they were as far as their hormones, you know, as the doctor's trying to figure out which ones work for them and blah blah blah. Anyway, it changes their whole personality. My aunt's going through it right now. And needless to say, your birth control needs to work for you. So there's tons of different types. You really need to sit down with your doctor and talk to them about like your concerns, what you want out of your birth control. Be very clear. When I said I wanted acne, like something to help with acne, the first thing he said was orthotricycline. Orthotricycline is a pretty expensive name brand birth control. The thing about the name brand birth controls is they usually come with a little bag. They come in a really nice case, like, you know, those circle cases you've probably seen someone with, those. However, I was like, well, I don't have a lot of money, so I'm going to need the generic brand. So the generic brand of orthotricycline is triprevafin, and this is it has like all my information on it. So anyway, this is my packaging for it. As you can see, this is very bland. this is what the pills look like. I'll go into a little bit more in a minute about this, but anyway, it's just very bland. So when you go generic, you have to understand that you're not going to have the fancy schmancy stuff, but in all honesty, you don't really need that. I know my friend got like a mirror with her birth control, but honestly, a generic brand, as long as it works for you, is fine. So I get that from my pharmacy, and I get it once a month. I'm actually switching to a 90-day supply, so I'll get 3 every time I go. Anyway, long story short, I'm on Triprevafin. Now, the thing is, my first 3 months of starting birth control were kind of awful. To be honest, I had stomach pains all the time, especially at the worst times, like when I was about to go out to eat and I was super excited. I get the worst stomach pains. It was kind of miserable. I was just very, you know, my body was adjusting to this because basically birth control kind of makes your body think it's pregnant, and that's why you can't, you know, there are people that do get pregnant, but that's the whole thing behind it as far as you not getting pregnant. So anyway, you're most likely gonna feel like crap when you start it. I know most people it lasts for about a month, but for me it lasted about 3 months. I was almost at a point where I thought I was gonna have to switch because birth control wasn't working, because I just thought it wasn't working with my body. So I would give it at least 2 to 3 months and to see if you're having any sort of reaction like I did. And if it's just unbearable for you, then switch, because there's tons of different types, and it gives you a basis. You know, if you're having very bad stomach pains, you just don't want to deal with it anymore, you can go to your doctor and you can switch. You know, now that you've tried one and your doctor can get kind of a feel of your reaction to it, he can maybe suggest one that's going to work better. So always know that you don't have to stick with birth control and deal with side effects, because there's tons of different types and you can get on them, I think, like weekly. Like, I don't know, maybe you'd have to finish the pack and then go to the other one. I'm not entirely sure, so I'm not going to say, but anyway, you can switch within a couple weeks, okay? Anyway, so you can go to your regular physician and get it, which is what I did. You can go to a gynecologist. Gynecologists or OBGYNs are the people you want to go to, but not everyone's insurance, not everyone has insurance, and not everyone can really afford to go to a specialist like that. So sometimes it's okay just to go to your primary doctor. I know I did, and I tend to be the person that stuff just goes wrong with, and I mean, with a little bit of adverse side effects, this birth control works fine for me. However, if you go to OBGYN, they can actually manipulate birth control. I'm not entirely sure about it. I remember when I was getting into birth control, I read it online, but that sometimes it's good to go to OBGYN because you can get really precise birth control for exactly what you want and virtually no bad side effects. Of course, that's not foolproof, but anyway, just choose which one works for you. Regular doctor, a little bit more convenient, a little bit cheaper depending on what your finances are, or OBGYN, where you might have a little bit better success rate as far as finding one that works for you, especially if you have certain ailments in your life that could affect that. Anyway, so there's tons of different types of birth control as well. There's ones that you take for like 3 months, like you don't have a period for 3 months or something like that. There's just the 1 month packs like I'm on. There's also tons of different things that go along with birth control, like skipping your periods. Like I know some people go on birth control before their wedding just to kind of eliminate the factor of them like having their period on their honeymoon night. And if, let's say, you do get up to that point and you are going to have your period, you have your 1 pack, you get to the bottom line. Basically what it is all these different lines are going to be colored. This one's usually, I wish I had a full pack to show you, but this is usually a light blue, like a dark blue, a medium blue, and then gray. These are all sugar pills. I'll go into that in a minute. Anyway, so when you get to this point, like see, I have to start taking them on, I take them on a Monday, instead of not taking them for a week, which is what you do when you get to the sugar pill, or take them just to, as a reminder. This will all be in your pack, and your doctor will tell you, but anyway, you get to this last part, you start taking the first line again of your next pack. It eliminates the period. It's not necessarily proven whether it's gonna really hurt you, like fertility and whatnot, but people do it and they live. So and anyway, you can skip your period for that month. That's your personal decision. Now, going into just talking a little bit about taking it, it should always come with an info packet. Make sure you are familiar with this. The technical day to start is a Sunday. Usually this is labeled Sunday through Monday. However, I being the special, or Sunday through what would it be? Sunday through Friday? I guess Sunday through Saturday. What? Yeah, Sunday through Saturday. Sorry. Anyway, so it's usually labeled like that automatically because most people start birth control on a Sunday. However, with the way my period was when I started birth control, the way the cycle was, I couldn't do the Sunday start. So I had to do the other start, which was the first day, the day of your first period, or like, so you want to do birth control. So when you go to the doctor, the next time you get your period, the first day, you start taking the first row. And I know my period was kind of weird at that time because of that. But anyway, you do that, and then you would need to relabel it. So it should come with some labels. So I started it, of course, on a Monday, not a Sunday. I was one day off, and now I have to relabel it every time. But it's really not that big of a deal. I just take the Monday, relabel it just so I remember. Now, you take these week 2, okay, you get to week 4. These are sugar pills, so you do not have to take these. They're not going to affect anything. The only reason they're there is for people when they're first starting out to make sure they remember to take their pills, to make sure they get into a cycle. I'm at a point where I don't need to take these anymore. I just look at my notification and go on and just be like, okay, I don't have to do it until next Monday. And then next Monday, I'm going to have to start taking these again. So I'd start with a new pack and start taking them up here again. So this is your period. Anyway, as far as my experience with birth control, like I said, I don't know. I didn't really notice anything with the acne. As far as weight gain, I definitely put on a little bit of weight, but nothing substantial. I know there's a lot of horror stories of people putting on tons and tons of pounds because of birth control. I've never experienced that, so I can't say that. I will definitely say I put on a little bit of weight, but nothing really substantial. I must say though, this has kind of changed my mindset a little bit. Before I started taking birth control, I was a very motivated, very wanting to just go all the time. And I've noticed ever since I've started taking birth control, I'm not as motivated of a person. Like, in order for me to do something, and this isn't like with just day-to-day stuff, like this isn't like taking out the trash, this is like real stuff, you know, like going on a run. You know, I used to be a big runner. Now I can't really seem to motivate myself to do that. Not entirely sure if it's just my life or if it's the birth control. My sister is on the same one, and she's noticed the same thing, so it could be like just a side effect of just, you know, taking artificial hormones. But yeah, I've just kind of noticed a little bit of a drop in motivation, which it's gonna kind of change your mindset a little bit, people. Like, it's gonna change something about you. There's no way you're gonna go on something like this and not have to deal with something. People go in here with that mindset, and it's just not gonna work because you're changing something that's just natural, you know? So anyway, I've noticed that as far as the weight gain, nothing substantial, nothing I can't just walk around, like go on like a walk a day and just be fine with myself, you know what I mean? Anyway, but yeah, that has been my experience with birth control and all about birth control. I hope you guys have, you know, enjoyed watching this video, maybe got a little bit more information. I apologize if I skipped over anything. I didn't really write anything down. I was just kind of like on the top of my head. But yeah, so figure out what works for you. Go see a doctor. Look it up online. There are people that do get pregnant on birth control. There are certain side effects, but definitely your best source of information is these packets. Now, if you have a friend that's on birth control and has one of these packets with them, you might want to ask to see if you can read it, because this has so much information. Like, this is legit everything you need to know. Talks about if you're breastfeeding and you're on it. It talks about drug interactions, like certain medications you can't take while you're on this. Anyway, it's a really great source of information. And of course, your doctor should be willing to talk to you about anything as far as it goes. I know mine, he told me everything pretty much that the packet said, but I know that if I do have any other questions, I can ask him. So make sure you're using a good physician. Like, if you're not happy with your physician, don't go to them for something like this. Maybe start at a new care center, because this is definitely something you don't want to mess around with, and definitely something that if you have any questions about, you need to be able to ask them, because this is very serious. Like, there have been people that have died. You're not allowed to smoke while you are on birth control and things like that. So please be safe, people. I will see you guys next time here on Makeup by Chelsea, and sorry for the length of this video. I just wanted to make sure I got everything. Alright, bye guys.